Welcome back guys to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today again a new classical game on my road to 2.1k FIDE rating. Without further instruction, let's jump into the game. So I had black pieces and I prepared Nimzo Indian defense, but something else happened. After e3 I was already okay. He will most probably play bishop d3. That's what happened. The opening is not theory or something, so I won't lose much time in that. Castle, getting the long diagonal, same like I did. After e4 I decided c5. Yeah, simply because otherwise he just has the center without any counterattack from my side. Queen e2. And here I played knight c5 so that I can grab the bishop pair. By the analyze, I realized, yeah, it's not the best. What would have been better is a6. Just wait. And in case he captures, I have this position and I have bishop pair and quite solid center. The other option is after a6 that he plays f4. And then, yeah, bit of theory like this with this long diagonal. And if he goes here, then I can play knight a4 and all of the stuff. But I decided to capture here was not correct because he just takes with the c-pawn. And then this open file is, yeah, a bit better for white. That's why it was not good. Rook a c1, c8. Yeah, f3 was not the best move from white perspective because this diagonal gets a bit weak and it's a bit too passive, you know. Other option would be h3, bishop f8, to play d8, stuff like that. Nothing special, really balanced situation. But okay, he played f3, I played b5. b5 is the idea that his knight from d2 can't jump to c4. Then he played b4, which was a bit strange, but according to engine it's okay. His idea we will see. My idea was to bring the bishop from e7, where he's passive, to b6, to reroute the bishop. That's what happened. King h8. Unchains the knight. And here, yeah, a5 would have been an option, but I calculated it's not good because of this variation. And then I don't have a lot, gave up the bishop pair, and this bishop will stay here forever. Yeah, what else to do? It's quite tough. Maybe I can play rook c7, try to exchange rooks, or simply play a6. I decided for a different approach, e5, but as you can see it's problematic because of the square f5. And I wanted to play first g6, just for showing quickly. But it's neither good because he has queen d2. And if you ask yourself, why can't I just capture? You can, but then queen g5, queen f5, and queen f6, sorry. And all of these problems. There's tons of variations. I won't show you everything, just some ideas that you get a better feeling for this position. Yeah, what I played is knight h5. And here you can pause the video if you want and try to find the best move for white. So when you're looking for tactics, not only the ones you can make, but also the one they can be made against you. Yeah, so what happened here was really strong move, f4. And why is that strong? Like 3 options. If I capture here, he has queen g4, threatening mate. If I protect it with that, there's knight h6 check. This pawn is pinned, so I have to go away. And then he can capture here. If I go to f8, he simply captures and game is over. Then I could also block the mate with this move. But yeah. Or with g6, but here there's the other tactical idea with check. And you see knight gives the check and queen is hanging. So this won't work. If I would play g6, he would just take, and same idea. So I realized I blundered. So I had to find the best move against that, so I played it back. But now, of course, white has much better position, because he can just take, then his rook is free, and he always have these ideas with knight takes g7 or knight h6, and then capture here, destroying my pawn structure, and he still has the good bishop on this diagonal. Then he played a bit too fast, bishop b2. A possible idea is playing like this, and that's really good for white, because his pieces are all active and mine are just defending. But well, he played that. I exchanged a pair of rook. Played rook d8. According to engine, you can play d5. But the engine is really merciless in that. Like, from a human perspective, it's really tough to play this move. I show you quickly the main line of this variation. White captures, black captures, white captures here, recapture, capture here, and black is winning because of this free pawn. Yeah, you can see it, but really, the engine just shows you immediately that you have no clue about what you're doing. So I played rook d8 with the idea this pawn is twice attacked, just once defended, and in case he would win this pawn, I would win d3. And then here, his blunder came, queen f3. Again, tactic. You can also pause the video here for checking out what happened. Yeah, I captured here because if pawn takes, I can capture here, but he has to capture, otherwise he just lost the piece. So this is what happened. Here it's kind of tough. I calculated 3 moves. This one, like this variation. And yeah, that would have been quite okay for me. Other option is like capture, and this would have been a pawn structure that you really won't see often in your life. 5 pawns on one file. I calculated it, but I was not completely sure because yeah, they are both on white, the white pawns, and I have the black squared bishop, so it's not the best. King g2 and this kind of stuff. And in this position I found the best move. Knight d5 activates the knight, attacks b4 and attacks f4. So he was forced to capture, capture. And after this, I misplayed it again. Was not yet in time trouble, but I had like 15 minutes for the last 12 moves, something like that. The winning idea is knight takes a2. He has to capture here. Otherwise, he has to move the rook, and I just won a free pawn. Then I capture here, capture back, capture here. And then this free pawn is stronger than this one, so I should win it. Also because this pawn structure is much better than this. That would have been the correct way. I played this here, then I took on d3, that his knight can't join the action. Here I played king f8. I thought for a second to play knight f4 to block g2 and rook d1 mate. But yeah, it would be have more usable to play this in a bullet game or in a blitz game, but not in classical chess. So I played king f8, that I can run out here. Rook d5, attacking this pawn. He decided to eliminate this pawn, that it should have been a draw. Then played this. And here, yeah, the better option would have been if I would left the knight on the board to winning chances. But okay, I thought I take. And this is a theoretically drawing position. Like if white plays it correctly, you can't win with black. But here decided, okay, I just try it. Simply because it's a two result game, you know. Like either you draw with black in worst case or you win, but you will never lose this. So here I go a bit faster through this end game. I showing you the main ideas. Like the idea is to play f6, g5 by capturing that I have pawns on h5 and g5 against f3. And the moves are not all the best. I just also tried with some repetitions to make my opponent a bit more tired, that he makes a bit more mistakes. Because here we played already like 3 hours. And yeah, so rook f6 to start with this idea. Rook a7, now I can play f6 because 7th rank is blocked. Rook h5, now I can play g5. If he captures, I recapture, and then yeah, I got my position that I want. So this one here. If he gives a check, I just go up here and he didn't win anything. So here are just a bit some moves. And then finally I played h4. If I would play g4, capture, it's a draw. I will explain you that once in a clip why it's quite an easy draw. So I made this, and then again some repetitions. Here I guess we crossed 5 hours of playing, so we both went a bit tired. But still you have to really focus not to lose or to win that. Then king e3. The idea is quite simple, trading rooks, and when rooks are traded you just win. Rook a5 attacks this pawn. I gave a check, and now this is where he lost the game. Like king h3 would have been the best move. King f4. If you capture here, you can simply capture here. And here it's just a draw. Like I was also surprised when I entered it by the engine, but it's a draw. stuff like that. But yeah, but he played king g1, and that was last mistake because he's now the entire game cut off from the rest of the pieces because of this rook. Now important that you play king f4. If you capture here, he just captures. And now here the problem is for white. If he gives a check, I grab the pawn. If he protects the pawn, I just will play king g3 or like rook e2, rook e3 and just grab this pawn. And with these two pawns, it should be won when this king is here. So what happened in the game was that, threatening checkmate. He had to escape from that, check, won the pawn. And here, yeah, it's really winning position already. He tried this move, g4. And here there's one last trick. That's why always be attentive. Doesn't matter how good position you have. If he plays rook g2, don't take with the pawn, because then it's a stalemate. But after this idea, you can simply go back, and then he has to go back, and then you can play g4 and all of this stuff. For ending the game, he played this, h3, rook b2, and then I won with the nice move h2. The idea of this move is if white captures, rook f1 check, he has to capture here, king f2, and then I play just g3, g2, g1, promoting to a queen and win the game. So yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, a long working day, I would say so, in chess. And but fortunately I won at the end, because I decided to play this end game and not just to give a draw. Was really important victory, and was second longest game in my career. It was almost 6 hours, and I was completely exhausted after that, but also really happy. And yeah, I also hope that you really enjoyed this clip. Leave some comments there if you have questions about some variations or something like that. And yeah, with this words, I wish you a wonderful day. Take care and stay healthy. See you soon, guys.